I wanted to welcome Erin Napier from Erin and Ben Co. You may know Erin from being the co-host of Hometown, the HGTV hit based in Laurel, Mississippi, where they revitalize their town one home or one business at a time. Not only is she an artist, but she has a great eye for beautiful interior design. She celebrates small town pride, honors heritage, and being made in America. What that means for design is her ability to highlight unique and historical features to make a space welcoming, comfortable, but with a modern twist. Now she's translated her gifts into a wallpaper collection that finishes a space which features heirloom quality for every pattern. It's our privilege to work with Erin to create this new wallpaper collection at York Wall Coverings, featured on premium peel and stick wallpaper. The benefits of premium peel and stick are that it's a non-woven, which means it gives it a designerly matte finish with a self-adhesive backing that makes installation and removing it simple. Thank you, Erin, for working with us on this wallpaper collection, and let's dive in and get started on the designs.
I'm so excited to be here and to talk about my wallpaper collection because this has been a dream that started years ago. And to work with York especially is a big dream come true because when I think about American made in the wall covering world, York is what I think of. So thank you guys so much for collaborating with me. It means the world.
Thank you. So Jen, do you have any insight on the creation of Cottontail Toile?
Yeah, so this one is definitely one that we kind of looked at what we feel was trending in the marketplace. Definitely a lot of handcrafted techniques, hand painted looks have really been trending. And also some of the sort of heritage things that you've mentioned where things that kind of give us a little bit of that nostalgic vibe, a little bit of like arts and crafts inspired, but updated with modern techniques and color. So this one was actually one that we had one of our studio artists, she hand painted in a watercolor technique. And then when we took it into the computer and did the color work, we gave it some fun and updated colors. So this was a fun one.
Yeah, this one is especially fun. I think it's the most whimsical probably of all the patterns in this collection. I think it would be gorgeous. You know, it looks very expected as far as you know, it's rabbits and flowers. It'd be great in a child's nursery, but I think it would be even more exciting and unexpected in a dining room. Or, you know, it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to one of my favorite things is when you're watching a movie and what's happening in the scene, the music is different. Like it says something completely different from what's happening in scene. And I love when wallpaper does that too, where you think you expect what wallpaper you should see in a dining room, and then you see this unexpected, whimsical, soft, kind of feminine and almost illustrative pattern.
And there's definitely like a comfort level to that too, where it just kind of makes people feel a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more at home, I think.
Agree. This is a soft one. It's very soft and pretty.
Agreed. Great. So moving on to Woodland Floral. What can you tell us about this one?
Ooh, I love Woodland Floral. This was when I first saw the original concepts, this one felt like a home run to me because it's very, like I'm super inspired and in love with William Morris wallpapers, and that heritage is a word that keeps coming up, but that heritage sort of pattern. And I feel like this is kind of an homage to that. And I especially love the rusty colorway. Like green is my favorite color, but I think the cream and the rust ones are just as exciting. Oh, I love this pattern.
I agree. I think this one's a showstopper. And again, it definitely has that William Morris reference, that arts and crafts feel, but we really did update it with some fun color. And when you look at this up close, you can really see that craftsman technique. There's definitely like a hand painted quality to it. You can see like almost the brush strokes in the gouache from the original painting. And it just really makes it feel that much more soft and warm and handcrafted, basically.
I love it.
The next one is Sparrow and Oak.
Yes. Okay. This one, and we'll also show you the acanthus pattern in a minute, but those two feel like sister patterns to me because this is for those who want to try wallpaper, but are scared to go full blown with color and crazy pattern, this is sort of like a dipping your toe in the water of wallpaper. I think it's again that sort of block printed style that feels handcrafted, and you can go as neutral as you want, that, you know, in this one that's shown on the page, or you can be a little bit more bold and do the black and white. I think that would be really interesting in a powder room. Like, that's where I see that black and cream pattern especially would be very cool in a dramatic powder room.
Yeah, I agree. I think this one's great. It definitely has the block print feel, which we know is really important right now. It's a very strong trend. And what else is really beautiful about it is the positive and negative balance of the motifs is almost like 50-50. So you get a really beautiful balance there, which does definitely kind of call back to those great textile layouts that are so inspirational.
Yes. And I'm loving these images that you're seeing where the wallpaper it's kind of superimposed into these photos of hometown houses that we designed. So this is my brother and sister-in-law's living room. And
That's great. That's great.
But it's so cool to see this room in wallpaper. And now I really kind of want to go wallpaper their living room because this looks so great.
Well, and that's what made this collection also so authentic in how it's presented, is that it's true to you and your vision.
Yeah, it feels that way for sure.
Mhm.
Yep, and here's that sister pattern I was talking about, where in this case, the pattern is the negative space, it's the white, and then the background, which is typically the negative space, is the color. And those feel harmonious to me. For those who are afraid of getting too colorful, I feel like these are the wallpapers. They're very classic.
Yeah, I agree. I think that because there is so much white in the motif, you can have a little bit more color to it, to the way the background is. And again, they have that really nice balance between the positive and negative space, and sort of a modern interpretation of an acanthus leaf. So it feels very classic, very timeless, very sophisticated, but it also feels new and fresh.
Yeah, it reminds me a little of a voicey pattern.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a very, again, 1920s pattern, and early 1900s you saw a lot of voicey in homes, and now this feels like the more monotone, softened version of that, and I love that.
Star Splendor.
Ooh, this one, okay. This has metallic printing, and I am obsessed with the navy with the gold stars, because our house at the farm, it was built in the 1920s, finished in 1930. It's a Tudor style brick cottage that is just so full of unexpected whimsy, because like in our screen doors, we have this star pattern. And I have been dying to get a star wallpaper that felt elegant and elevated, not like a childish, or I don't want it to look like glow in the dark stars that you would stick on your ceiling when you were a kid. And this feels so in tune with our new Tudor farm. So that's what this pattern is inspired completely by. Our screen doors that have these metalwork star patterns, and then our light fixtures, our chandeliers have stars in them. And now I've just kind of run with it, and I've got like little moments of star splendor throughout the farm. But the metallic ink on these is kind of a showstopper. I'm obsessed. I just love it.
Oh, yeah, I love this one too. And it's so nice to hear that sort of behind the scenes story and inspiration. It just makes it so much more meaningful. But even just from a trend standpoint, we know that these nice little set layouts, they definitely, again, harken back to those really beautiful textile inspired layouts. But it is more handcrafted in the shape itself. So it doesn't have, it's not too mechanical, not too perfect. It definitely feels like there's like that hand touch to it, to the shape of the star. And yeah, the metallic shine of the star against the matte background color is very beautiful contrast.
And I also feel like it's unexpected with a peel and stick wallpaper. I think when people think peel and stick, they're not thinking of this super high quality printing methods that are available now. This is a very thick and substantial feeling wallpaper. This is not it doesn't feel like you're putting a latex sticker on your wall,
Right,
And
right.
this is one of those examples where you can really feel the quality in the metallic printing, I think.
Lemon Grove. I love this one.
Oh yeah. This one is an homage to my best friend Mallory. She is so obsessed with any kind of lemon motif or pattern, fabrics especially, and she is always looking out for anything with a lemon motif. And I think when we see lemon in illustration, we immediately have this sense of freshness and a zesty sort of like I think that lemons are just kind of having a moment. And like what a lemon symbolizes is a freshness that I think people are really gravitating towards in their homes. So we used a York peel and stick lemon paper in a house in season 4. And it was one of the standouts of the episode. Everybody was asking, how can I get this wallpaper? And this is a similar take on that, but I wanted to see a little more of a historic bent to the design. So this is like a less modern, more historic approach to this very modern lemon motif that people are loving right now.
Yeah, I think this one's really special for a couple of reasons in that it ticks a lot of the boxes in terms of trend. Like it's got the citrus motif, it's got sort of the tropical vibe, sort of the chinoiserie vibe, but it is also incredibly classic. It's one of those types of patterns that's always going to look good and always going to look current and on trend.
I love that you said it has a chinoiserie vibe. I had this friend growing up, and her mother was this very elegant woman, and her house was designed so impeccably. Even at like 9 and 10 years old, I knew this house is special. And she told me once, every beautifully designed room has a moment of chinoiserie. And I have carried that with me 10 years old. And I love that you said that because, yes, there is something about this pattern that has a little of a chinoiserie element that's so elegant and timeless.
Right. I 100% agree. Yep.
That is why every room in my house has a ginger jar somewhere.
I love them.
Yeah. Okay. Tick mark texture. I love grass cloth. I love it. But the price point's out of reach for a lot of people. And I thought, how fun would it be if we come up with a printed grass cloth texture that has all that, I don't know, there is a slightly tropical element to a grass cloth paper to me. And then to imagine it in a bolder color like this green it's something that I wish I could put in a house. I'm so excited to use this somewhere. I cannot wait till I can, because grass cloth also, a lot of people shy away from it because it gets dusty. There is a little maintenance and it's also an expensive wall covering. So this sort of is the answer to those problems. It doesn't get dusty. There is no maintenance and it's super affordable. I love this pattern. It's also a larger scale version of a grass cloth pattern. It's not so small, so it's a little more graphic, a little more modern, a little more bold. I think it's fun.
And this imitation, the grass cloth like pattern never goes out of style ever. It's always in, and it goes so well with everything. It's incredibly versatile.
Yes, agree. This could work in any room in any house. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely 100% agree. And I think what's so interesting about this one is it kind of can go natural and grass cloth inspired, especially because it does print with a raised ink. So there is a hand to it, an actual textural quality that kind of gives you that feeling of the raw material of the natural grass, the same kind of tactile detail that it would give you. But it also, again, can go very modern. And that's because each of those little tiny lines are kind of like the little tick marks and the way that they're laid out in sort of the little rows. It gives like a subtle texture, but it's very impactful. And I'm glad you mentioned the green. I think the green's probably my favorite too. And we know that greens are definitely trending. I feel like they're very enriching of interior spaces, and they give you sort of that sense of well-being. And we know that that's kind of something people are craving in their homes right now, is that sense
Yeah.
of comfort and well-being.
Yep. And I somehow, it's not because it's my favorite color and I use it all the time. I become known as like the queen of green on HGTV, but I put major green moments in every house if my homeowner loves green. I think it's a neutral to me. I mean, you look at the earth, look out your window, everything's green. And that feels like growth and vitality, and it feels like a neutral to me. I love it. Also, when I got the samples of the wallpaper, I just started tucking the pieces of it under a gallery wall in my office.
I love it.
Left it because these were two of my favorites. I thought they were really fun. I would love to see them in a house together. The tick mark texture and heirloom floral, which I bet is coming up pretty soon.
There we go.
Like immediately after. Okay, this is a very special pattern. In my baby girl's nursery upstairs, first it was Helen's, then it was May's, I found this incredible crewel work floral fabric that I turned into drapes in that room, and it became the thing I think of when I think of my babies being little. But I wanted them to have a room they could grow into that would not be babyish in any way. I wanted it to feel colorful, imaginative, a little bit whimsical, but also historic. And so I did a hand painted version of that crewel work pattern on the curtains. And then it became this, which will also be the cover of my book, Heirloom Rooms, that's coming out in October. So it became a wallpaper motif in the cover art. And then it became actual wallpaper here that I'm so excited about. So this cream colorway is the way it actually looks in the girls' room. But then the navy colorway I love because my mom had something so similar to this in her powder room when they first built their house, where they still live. But I just am nostalgic about this pattern. I love it so much. I think it's going to always remind me of my girls when they were babies. And it's always going to feel like when I think of this house, which is home, that is the pattern that I see in my mind's eye. So it's very special to me. It's more than just flowers. It's home.
That's such a nice story to hear. And I think this one's really special because it definitely has a botanical feel, but it is a little bit whimsical. It is a little bit archival. It kind of can transition different sort of spaces and tastes depending on which parts of the pattern that you relate to. And we know that sort of that those stylized plant forms and the bold colors is definitely something that's trending. And even the layout is a little unexpected with the way the the little clusters are jogged around.
Mm-hmm.
So this one was fun.
Yeah, I love it. Thank y'all so much for going back and forth with me on getting the colors just right. These colors were important to me to be vibrant. Ooh, the mural.
Oh, okay, we're going back up. Sorry. There we go. So that is the full spread.
So
And
cool.
here it is in a room.
Y'all are going to see this in an upcoming episode of Hometown that will air probably sometime around Christmas, Thanksgiving. But we are renovating like a 5,000 square foot loft in downtown, and it has a ballroom. Like the ceilings are 20 feet high.
Wow.
And the main part of this loft is a ballroom, and it has a stage with historic lights from the 1930s. And we are keeping all of that 1930s goodness, but I wanted to make like a real feature wall moment. So it's being installed in like the next week. This is all top secret. Don't tell anybody except you'll see it all on TV in a few months. But oh, I'm so obsessed with this pattern.
Yeah, I think this one's beautiful. Absolutely love the color. I love that it feels again like a print technique, not necessarily block print this time, but it's got sort of the etching. We know that the etched looks and the sketched looks, they're just really having a moment right now. And the way that the color work is done, it really just feels like a beautiful, quiet morning. I feel like there's a lot of tranquility to this, and it just sort of just makes you feel like you want to go outside. It's just so
Yeah,
pretty.
it's all these like English countryside feelings I get from looking at it, but I think it works anywhere. I love the juxtaposition that we're going to put this very scenic pastoral mural in the middle of downtown Laurel. That's unexpected. Again, I like to do things that are unexpected like that. And yeah, this is a stunner. I mean, I think it's 10 feet by 13 feet, right? So this is big. It's made to cover one huge wall. And it's my first time to use a mural somewhere, so I'm excited about this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
this
can't.
one repeats, so you can use it endlessly to wrap an entire room.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you don't just have to get one, you can get 6 or whatever you wanted to fill up it.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That would take a very big room. This is awesome.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, I think it's so exciting from being a person that works in the wallpaper studio and works so closely with design and color and manufacturing. I think one of my most favorite parts is seeing it installed in the end and just seeing where people want to use it. And like you said, and sometimes it's in such unexpected ways. And it's really exciting because obviously we do have end use in mind when we're working on color and design and thinking, well, where are people going to put this? But it's so fun to see what people come up with in ways that we never thought about.
Yeah, it is so cool. I mean, it's art. That's really what wallpaper is. It's large scale art. And people, I think, are sometimes afraid to choose a wall covering that they really love because they may think, oh, it's too patterned, it's too bold. But I wish people would stop worrying so much about that. Like, if it speaks to you, buy it. Like, it's a piece of art and put it on your wall. It changes the mood of a room when you have such a fun and highly patterned wallpaper. But I love this collection because I think we have something for everybody. For the people who are a little afraid and the people who want to go all the way, we have something for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Agreed.
thank you again for this amazing collaboration because this is an incredibly versatile collection. It is so much fun. When I think of it, it's like the most amazing comfort food in the world. So thank you again for being part of this and the inspiration behind this collection. It's so exciting. I can't wait to see what it does.
Thank you so much. I am just thrilled to see it in people's houses, and I hope that people will install it and then post pictures and tag me so I can see how everybody uses these patterns. It's going to be really exciting to see.
Absolutely. Well, thank you to both of you for joining us, and we appreciate all your time.
Yes, this was so fun.